Welcome to the SID's View podcast.
Northeast Racer wants to know if everything's okay over there. What's up? Hello?
Yeah, we
Everything's
okay.
fine. We all right.
So, oh, you want chicken chow mein?
We're just discussing how Joey Logano's from North Carolina.
Oh, yeah. Straight from Middletown.
Who's
That's
the
right.
voice coming?
It ain't me.
I think it's... You have the volume up over there?
It's the
Nope.
old
Oh,
guy.
it's Diego.
I got a little... It's the old guy? What the hell? Damn. What's up, Al Stone? Loyal. Appreciate the loyalty. That's awesome. Appreciate everybody, right? Appreciate the cars up, too. I love putting my little posts up and seeing all the cars.
Yeah.
And you know what another thing is? Everybody wants to show their cars off, even if it's ugly. Right?
But in their eyes, it's gorgeous.
Well, like
Because that's
obviously
like
in
their
your
baby,
eyes, it
you
may
know?
be.
Well,
Your eyes.
listen, I mean, it could be ugly, but maybe it still drives good.
Yeah, yeah, but that doesn't matter. We're doing best appearing. Right?
I'm just saying,
we could
people
have-
can still be proud.
We could have Remy judge them all.
Don't even start.
Oh, my goodness.
Everyone had some.
It's only
Questionable.
a minute and a half to go.
That's it, man.
And I see a lot of green flags in the chat.
Oh, yeah, that's great. It's great to see the chat's full. Yeah, Donald. Who's Don Fuller?
I don't know. He's now a member.
Oh, Donald Fuller, welcome to the show. Hey,
Nice.
hey. It's great to have new members. I love it. I love to read the comments. I try not to look down during the show, but I freaking
Yeah, you're
love
not that good at that.
I know. I can't help it. Listen, I feed off the energy of the audience. So if I see a lot of
Exactly.
chitter chatter, it gets...
Chatter.
Yeah, listen.
Listen, Northeast Racer using the exclusive podcast member only emojis. That's a true fan right there.
That is a fan.
That's a true
That's,
fan.
that's
right
the
there.
guy that's usually hanging out in the outhouse. But he makes it well known. What's up, Danny? Welcome to the show, everybody. Oh, my goodness.
All right, closing in on 30 seconds.
Let me get a last swig of water here. I'm gonna
Right.
get a little swig of water. Got my Rhode Island accent going here.
Is that what that was?
Yeah, it's straight Warwick.
Warwick. My little JJ sounds like she's from like Rhode Island. What the hell happened? She talks with such an accent.
Here we go.
Oh,
What's going on?
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Man Cave for another edition of the SID's View podcast. We had another week where, it's questionable if there was much stuff going on in the headlines, but we still have tons to talk about. For some reason, I allowed Diego into my Man Cave with a Red Sox hat on, but he showed up. What's up, buddy?
let's go. Let's go. Boston Red Sox in the house.
Oh. Talk about that later.
Yeah.
We got the Reminator. She's on the controls.
Am I going to be the one doing this?
Well, I'm not going to have Diego do it. He'd be terrible at it.
Yeah.
You made me laugh. But I'm so happy to hang out with y'all on this beautiful Tuesday. Let's do it.
And then we got down in the bullpen. We used to call him Fro, and then he got wise and cut most of it off.
What's going on, everybody? It's Rob without the fro, back at it again. I'm fresh out of Bristol Motor Speedway, and I am absolutely hyped for the show, to say the least. Let's get it on the road.
All right, everybody.
Lord have mercy.
Oh, stuff flying down. Oh, okay. Well, listen, the set's falling apart, but we're not. We still have things happening here. So listen, I don't know what to say other than we are glad to have you aboard. And if you want to join the live chat with us, be sure to become a member. And we are over 50 members already.
That's awesome.
And for the podcast, so we really appreciate that. Not only can you join the live chat, but you get bonus content on the YouTube channel. So I'm super thrilled to have you aboard. And we got a little March Madness, a little early round action going on the big screen
awesome.
here.
Yes.
And a little Wagner 21, Howard 10. And, of course, we will have the modified March Madness brackets coming to you in a little bit later in the show. We're going to break it down to the final 8.
Yes.
We are getting close to the nitty-gritty.
I wonder if people get excited about that. I mean, it's kind of a small talk in our race shop.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
guys are talking about it like, why the hell did they pick him?
It
Right?
stops my day. Like when you guys send me your picks so I
Yeah.
can update the graphics, I'm like, ooh, I got to go see who they picked.
Yeah.
I run to the office to go update them.
It's crazy because I get hyped in here when we're doing them. Right.
Yeah.
As if it's really happening, and I love it.
It's a lot of fun.
If you put yourself in that place, it's just fun to do.
So another thing I wanted to mention is, so we have a lot of ideas planned as the season comes along. And so we are still looking for some sponsors to join our team, sidsview.com/sponsorship. All the segments that we have going, the weekly updates, Rob's Stat Chat, the Nostalgia Nuggets. We've had great people like Serve Pro and Hoosier Tire and Waddell that have helped us get this podcast off the ground. But we're still looking for more. We have a lot more ideas that we want to get through throughout the season, possible weekly pick'ems. Rob and I are going to be working on maybe getting a little ticker action going down
that's
for
very
weekly
awesome.
results. So we got a lot of fun things, but we need more marketing partners to help us out with that. So if you're interested, visit the website, hit any of us up on social media. And of course, once the season starts, you can always just hit us up at the track. And we appreciate everybody's help in what we're creating here with the podcast. So I got a little something that I looked into this week. Always fascinated, always, trying to look at the metrics and see what hits and what doesn't and what's popular. And so we put out.
Hold on.
Yeah.
We just got big new members.
Welcome, Austin Beers, to the show.
That's what I'm talking about. See, he wants to know what's going to happen in the brackets.
Oh, yes. Austin
He
Beers.
is still alive in the March
He's still
Madness. My
alive.
man. All right, excellent.
Happy birthday, too.
Oh, is it his birthday? Is
Oh,
that right?
yeah.
Nice.
Austin had his birthday this week down at the shop. So I don't know. I just seen a little social media. So
Yeah,
whatever.
excellent. All right, so so the metrics here, it's always a challenge here. If you're a YouTuber, somebody like me, always putting out content, you want to see what hits, what doesn't, and I found this fascinating. So we basically put out our daily, I call them reels, but they're just regular old TikToks on TikTok, and they're shorts on YouTube. Everybody calls them something different, but I found it fascinating that how different videos hit differently on different platforms. So on Instagram, over the last about the last month, the most popular reel was us talking about Bonsa's positive energy.
Yeah.
And then the second most popular was when we were talking about the scene in the year in review where I had to turn the cameras on the track.
Oh, you're hauling ass?
Yeah. and the third is the tribute to Jack Membrino.
Mm-hmm.
So all racing related. Okay. Then you go to TikTok. The number one was Dumbass Questions, the last one that we did. 14,000 views on TikTok.
Stop.
Wow.
14,500 views.
Wow.
The next one is when we debated whether I cursed on last week's live show. And then the little Super Bowl halftime trivia. All not related to racing.
That's crazy.
Big hits on TikTok. Then on YouTube, the most popular one in the last month, Ozzy Osbourne's One Weird Dude.
Stop.
Yeah. Followed by the Super Bowl halftime and then the Travis Kelce memes that we did.
Wow.
Yeah. And then on Facebook,
Oh, those were great, though.
Facebook was me turning the cameras on, Bonza's positive energy, and Dylan Cody's car that he made
Oh,
for you.
Dylan made the show. All right.
So I found that interesting that on Instagram and Facebook, there's the racing-related content that gets the most traction, and on TikTok and YouTube, it's more of the pop culture stuff.
Yeah, that's crazy. It's crazy where everything's at.
It really is, man.
It's amazing. I don't know. They're all good content. Remy, me and yours didn't make the cut.
No.
Oh, last week's little passing gas. I thought that was hilarious. I watched that like 5 times, and my wife's like, she kept saying, Diego, are you watching that again? I mean, what did Fro? Fro's like, oh, that's like some sort of turbo or something. Right? I'm like, oh, yeah. Anyways.
Well, I mean, when it comes to that, I'm quite sure that we're going to...
Well, listen, farts are funny.
There's going to be no shortage of that content.
Yeah, with you on the show, we'll have opportunities again for more reels.
I actually quit.
I find that hard to believe. Yeah. All right, let's get right into it. We got our girl, Remy. You ready over there?
Sure.
All right. Wow, they'll get so excited. All right, here's Rems with the weekly update by Serve Pro.
I have a very important question for you, Sid.
Okay, go.
What happened last
I don't know.
Your brain just went.
It did. I had, you know what? We were fumbling around. We had some, technical things that I get easily flustered. What can I tell you?
Yep.
It set me off.
Well, congratulations. I'll tell you the news that Sid was supposed to tell everyone. But he announced his Sid's View schedule for the season.
That's right. Our Sid's View schedule, by the way.
Sorry.
Do it as a team. Go ahead.
Our Sid's View.
That's right. Yeah, so 7 times we're going to plan on going to the track for Sid's View. And excited about that. We have, let's see if we, where'd I got my fancy little thing here? I got it on here somewhere, Rams, don't I?
Somewhere.
I don't know. I put it
Isn't
somewhere.
it an media thing?
Yeah, it's awesome.
I'm excited that we were able to put together another year. We're going to do 7 events, so that's down a couple from last year. But we're going to be there on the opener. We're going to be there for the Sunday of the opener to do Sid's View. And then
You guys won't be there for the Friday practice?
we will not be there for the Friday
Oh,
practice.
you guys suck.
We'll probably have some single camera coverage for the Saturday events. And then on June 1st, you got the truck 50 lapper. June 15th, we're going to have that's a street stock 50 lapper. And then July 13th, the mid-season championship, I believe. I want to say that's the SK 100 lapper on that event. Then we got the tri-track race in August. September was really difficult to find a date, and it's not anything spectacular with the 21st in terms of extra distance or anything, except for almost every division is running except for the legend cars. So we picked that one. And then we'll be back on the finale on October 10th. So solid 7 event schedule. And I just want to give a shout out to a bunch of the sponsors that have already joined on board. Waddell Communications, Serve Pro of Norwich, North End Auto Parts, CIC Automotive, EB Exterminating, J&J Racing, Lumex Package Store, Busy Bees Learning Center, Hoosier Tire East, 32 Signs, and the Speedbowl Record Crew have all joined on either for the season or for a couple events. And we still have several more sponsors that we're working with. Sid's View, it's unbelievable how elaborate Sid's View has become. It's very expensive. There's a lot of labor. There is a ton of equipment. I mean, consistently bringing 50 cameras to the track to do Sid's View now. And so it's even more important that we have all these people that have joined our team and make it possible for us to do what we do. And, of course, the Speedbowl management. I mean, listen. This is probably it's got to be 4 or 5, maybe 6 different management teams that I've produced Sid's View.
Right,
going back to when we started in 2010, that was Terry and Tom Fox and Brian Darling and Mark Case.
He called me this week.
Who's that now?
Terry.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, he said, I love the show.
Oh, yeah, he does. Yeah.
He says, anytime you get a shot to mention Emma or Brody, you do it. And I did it again.
So, so
you guys are going to be there on every Saturday, like with Bonzo. Are you guys recording still?
Yeah, so that's mostly going to be these 2 right here.
Okay.
Rob and Remy are going to be taking that over this year.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yep. So, so that's the great thing is that even though Sid's View has become so expensive that we can't do it weekly, that and that's actually another group of sponsors that help us do that. And that's basically a single camera shoot so that there is something in terms of coverage. And obviously those are not elaborate edits at all. So we've really been able to flip them over so that Sunday morning they're available. It's not live stream, but you're getting it pretty quick.
Yeah.
So
I think people love them.
Yeah.
I think maybe there hasn't been enough thank yous because it's awesome. It's not appreciated fully until it's not there.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm going to speak for the racers. I enjoy watching them.
And I appreciate that. And and I speak for my whole crew.
Yep.
And, when we first decided to do Sid's View only, on a certain amount of events and the single camera thing, it was like, it was perfect because like I said, we just can't do it weekly anymore.
Right.
And, but to not have at least some footage or some, as a historian, to not to have some video record of what is there, would be terrible. So even a single, and listen, a lot of the live stream stuff is single cam. I mean, Stafford, what these guys do at Stafford is out of the box different than almost everything else that's going on.
For sure.
Yeah. So, there's nothing wrong with a single camera shoot, especially if you win a race, you're going to want to watch it, So at least we're able to capture the action at different levels, but at least it's all there for the full season.
For sure.
For the Saturday, guys. So, all right, Rem, what else you got?
So, Derek Gluchaki
Woo!
is named one of the finalists for the Kawiki
Yep.
driver development program.
Awesome.
Yeah, really cool. I'm gonna be honest with you. I didn't even know that was.
Yeah,
was
so you know
a
what it
thing
is.
going
I
on.
mean, I think I could shed a little light on that. You know anything about it, Fro?
The development program?
Yeah.
Like
so,
like for the ladder?
well, for the Kawiki program, so there's
No.
people, drivers all over the country apply towards it. I tried to get Emma and all these youngsters to do it. There's so many opportunities out there for younger drivers, and it's their own faults if they don't apply themselves to these programs, because this program that Derek Gluchaki had just signed up for, I think this is his second year, they give him like a stipend for sponsorship. So they may give you $20,000-$30,000 a year. Now that's huge, because if he's running the ACT tour, the tire bill and the travel bill and the expenses to make that all happen is through the roof, especially if you're working a regular 9-to-5 job and a regular household income. I mean, who can afford to do this stuff? So they do that. They help you social media wise. They pump you up. They advertise you through other companies, and it puts you on the map, really.
Right.
And so every young person, there's so many opportunities. I do it with my kids. It's your own fault if you don't go after them. We've been part of Fram Filters, and I could go on and on. NGK Spark Plugs. There's all these different programs out there, thanks to my boy Daryl helping us get in there. But it's another one of those programs that's helping grassroots racers. Really cool deal. And congratulations to Derek and his whole team.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, well said. I know that I've done. It just makes me think of video work that I did back in the day. But they were all different programs, similar, all in structure the way you described them. I did one with Ryan. I did one with Jacob Perry, and one other person I can't remember right now. But
Is that to apply for these things?
yeah, at the time, Ryan's was for Michael Waltrip.
Yeah.
And I, if I remember correctly, I think he backed out of it because he got some sort of opportunity down south. So he actually backed out of it. Jacob Perry's was something different. I want to say one was from Peak. Yeah,
Yep.
I can't remember. I mean, we're going back 10, 12 years ago. It was a while. So, but yeah, I mean, to your point, just getting on the map, like that's half the battle. You
Seriously.
know what I mean? Yeah. So these
not
programs
only
are good.
that, but there's people within that organization that get to know your name, get to see your face.
Right.
I mean, like, just from me going down south a couple times, I'm kind of a people person anyway.
You think?
But you get to, yes. But listen, it's all about who you know.
Yeah. Right.
I don't care. You can have all the money in the world. You don't know the right people, you ain't going anywhere.
Yeah.
Right? So it's up to you to make a name for yourself. Right?
I just want to interrupt. I don't mean to be rude,
Yeah,
but there's a lot of chatter going on about me managing the Speedbowl. Listen, you're going to want to, I think it's a podcast member only video about 5 reasons why you wouldn't want me to run the Speedbowl.
Right.
But yeah,
Right.
that's a lot of work, man. I'm out.
You are?
I wouldn't, yeah, I
You
don't
wouldn't
think so.
take it?
I would take it with a team of people, but I would not go in there saying, "Oh, I'm going to take over." And no way, man.
Put your
Nah. I mean,
But the people want it.
Yeah.
people.
well, and my man Austin Beer says, "Let's go, Matt Swanson." All right. So what else you got, Rems?
Okay. I don't know if you guys, well, maybe Sid didn't, but did you guys watch the Truck Series race
Oh, I was
at
there.
Bristol? Well,
I watched it.
there was an aggressive push, I guess you can say, between Nick Sanchez and Stuart Friesen. I don't know if
That
anyone
happens
has,
a lot with Sanchez, doesn't it? I think this is like a second or third time
Yeah,
with him.
I mean, he gets in.
Second.
I don't
Like
want to
the-
say he gets in a lot of scuffs, but he's had some.
He's like the
altercations.
California kid.
Yeah,
He's good.
So
he's good.
He's real good.
He was my pick. I mean, he didn't work out, but he was my pick.
But okay. So it happened with Matt Crafton at Talladega.
You say something because he's old, right? Right?
What is up with like the old guys?
say, what the hell? I knew you was going to say something.
what happened?
She's like, he's old because he's 47. Right? He's like 46, 47. Finished third. Did he finish third last week?
Who?
Crafton. Fourth?
Well,
No, he did pretty good.
He was running well.
once. For
Yeah,
once.
but Craftsman's not been running good recently.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
there's definitely a conflict of like the new outclassing the old, and I'm not saying, relatively old for the truck series at least. You know what I mean?
But I don't know, man. Crafton, he's been there a while. Sanchez is really good. I mean,
Yes.
we could go on and on. I love DGR trucks, and I love the trucks. I really love the races. And I love to see Kyle Busch getting crying and all mad because he doesn't win.
I like that.
Right?
But when someone beats him, it's great, is it not?
He's like, everything, he's awful. He's a great racer, but man, he is just mad at every team he races for.
But like, it's good, like for television, like the drama and everything.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's a great heel. He's a fantastic heel. It's
Oh,
just
yeah.
he
Who
shows
actually
up
will-
to win trophies,
That's it.
and then when he doesn't get it, he's upset. I mean, I understand that to a certain
And
extent. When
my
Eckes
boy,
beats him,
what's his name? Who won the race?
Christian Eckes.
Woo!
Yep.
Former Speedbowl winner.
That's right.
Yep.
Listen, he was down. I told you this last year. He was down changing tires with my boy
Joey Walnuts.
Joey Walnuts.
Yeah.
He's down there changing tires, setting the sway bar. I'm like, what is going on here? This is great.
Yeah, that's cool.
They're that good of friends. How awesome.
So, Rob, if we didn't make it clear, Rob was actually at Bristol this weekend.
Yep.
So the shenanigans here with these drivers, like when you're there, are you seeing that? Is it something you weren't aware of until you saw it on TV later? Or?
I mean, I had a bus I had to catch, so as soon as the burnout was over, I left the track. Literally
Yeah.
an hour later, I saw the fight. I was like, oh, I missed a fight, and I watched the fight, and I was like, this was not worth staying
Right,
for.
it's not a fight.
It was barely a fight.
Yeah,
It was a push, and you want to go? You want to go? And then
Yeah.
that was it. Like, whatever.
Yeah.
You
I-
probably
I-
wouldn't even
I
have
like
seen it from the
freezing, though.
stands.
I've seen better webcam footage. of
Right.
your
Yeah.
altercations.
There's been
Yeah.
some good ones.
Yeah, right.
Oh, yeah.
What else, Rem?
All right. And so this is my last one. The creation of the Vermont Motorsports Hall of Fame was announced this week.
Yeah, so that is Justin St. Louis is the president of that, from what I read today, and I've got to know he's a fellow historian. I got to know him doing work through NEAR, and so listen, any of those things that get together and recognize the history of the sport, I'm for.
Yeah.
And I can't say that I know a ton about Vermont motorsports, but I mean Thunder Road in and of itself is an iconic track with just an illustrious history. And I mean, the two guys that really created it and made it happen were Tom Curley and Ken Squire, who are just icons in
Yeah.
New England racing. And so, Devil's Bowl and, there's several tracks in Vermont. And so,
Have you been to any of them?
no, I mean, Thunder Road is going to happen this year. And
Yeah.
that'll be my first trip to a Vermont track this year.
I
So,
would love to go see some of them races myself.
yeah. I think Thunder Road is, it's long overdue, to be honest with you, right? And so I'm excited. It looks like I'm going to be up there probably for the tri-track race. So,
Right.
yeah. So take a look at your schedules there, peeps, and let's see if we can't make it a joint venture. So, but listen, Remy is just like hitting on all cylinders. That is 2 weeks in a row with the segue into the nostalgia nuggets. Well played, Remy. All right, so with Todd Owen doing the three-peat with Stafford and Waterford titles in the same seasons, it made me think of Farmer Phil Rondo.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm going to talk about his streak from 1987 to 1989, driving the late models. Like Owen has done these past 3 years, he won the late model championship at Stafford Speedway and the Waterford Speedbowl in all three of those seasons, 87, 88, and 89. In 1989, he also won the championship at Thompson Speedway and was the first driver to win championships in the same division in the same season at all three Connecticut tracks.
Wow.
That has since been equaled by Keith Rocco. However, when Rocco did it, Thompson did not run on a weekly basis. In 1987, he was the NASCAR, this is Phil Rondo, was the NASCAR Tri-Track champion. A lot of people remember that. You guys,
I do.
Yeah, so you guys know the Tri-Track series now, but In 1987, NASCAR sanctioned a tri-track series that did a cumulative points between all three tracks. It is fondly remembered, and many people think it lasted for longer than it did. It only lasted for one season, 1987. That's because in 1988, the Quarterwakes took over the Speedbowl, and it was no longer NASCAR sanctioned, and it was just the dual series championship, which Rondo won again.
Wow.
And then in 1989, he won the street stock portion of the Race of Champions, which was the premier kind of Northeast race at the time. And, of course, Rondo was inducted into the Near Hall of Fame a little while back, a couple years ago. So, Diego, on that tip, I got a couple questions for you. Okay?
Okay, let's go.
So, as I said, Rocco was has won all three championships, and he did it in 1 year. There's only one other driver that has won championships in the SK Modifieds at all three tracks in Connecticut. Do you know who it is? Go.
Eric Byrne.
No.
Shit.
Is that right? You gotta be kidding me. Are you serious?
Ted Christopher.
Oh, okay, there you go. Oh, no, that's correct.
All
That's
right.
correct.
Man, sorry.
I
I could have sworn.
I thought that was
I'm like, you're trying to stump me, Eric Byrne, because he was real
So
good.
Eric has the championship at Thompson.
Doesn't have one at Stafford? I can't believe that, because he was really good there, too.
I don't think he does.
Really?
No. All right.
Man.
So, in addition to Rondo, now they didn't do it in the same year like Rondo, but there are two other drivers that have won championships at all three Connecticut tracks in the late models. Two other drivers. What do you got?
So 2 other drivers
Yep.
in the late models.
Correct.
Can you give me the era?
One of them's 90s, one of them's 2000s. To be more specific, one of them is 80s, 90s,
Okay.
and one of them is 2000s.
Jay Stewart?
Jay Stewart's a good guess. Jay Stewart has championships at Stafford, the Speedbowl, and Riverside Park. He does not have one at Thompson.
I got one more.
I mean, I'm just seeing if
Oh,
anybody...
I can't even. Man. Yeah, Northeast Racer said Jay Stewart. I don't think so.
Nope.
Oh, who I want to say, but he didn't win one at Waterford.
Northeast Racer gets no points for repeating what I just said on the podcast.
True
by the way.
story. So they won a late model championship at all 3 tracks.
Correct. I should cue up some Jeopardy music.
I know. I was like, Alexa, play.
I don't know.
All right.
Oh, come on. Give me
first
the
one?
first name.
I can't. That'll be too easy.
Okay, go for it.
The first one is CJ Fry.
Damn it.
Speedbowl 1984, Stafford in 95, Thompson in 94 and 95.
He was so good, too. One of
This
Sean's
next one is
favorite.
very disappointing that you didn't get this. Corey Hutchins.
Oh, yes.
Speedbowl 0304, Thompson 04, Stafford 07.
I didn't know he won a championship at Stafford.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
So there is Diego's pathetic quiz answer.
Should I have known that? That's pretty good, though. I didn't know Hutchins. I wanted to say Woody Pitcap, but he's never won one at Waterford.
He would not. Yeah, he did not win one at Waterford. All right, so listen, it is March Madness. Like I said, we are watching Wagner and Howard playing game right now. Wagner's up 34-27. How about the UConn Huskies, baby?
Dude.
I mean, listen, I'm a diehard UConn fan. If you were in my man cave, you'd see there's a ton of UConn stuff in here. And, they're the defending national championships.
Yeah.
That's 5. Okay,
Yeah.
so now only UCLA, which has 11. Kentucky, I think, has like 9. And I want to say maybe North Carolina, I think, has 6.
I got a question for you.
Yeah.
Do you think in the nation's eyes they are yet to be on that caliber, those teams?
100%.
So I don't know, because you say
100%.
UCLA, I don't know if...
No, they were when Calhoun was there. And then I think they won that one in 2014 with Kevin Ollie, which was largely still Calhoun's players.
Yep.
And then obviously they hit a snag. Hurley's the real deal now, though. They're coach now.
Dude,
And
phenomenal.
I mean, they lost 3 starters to the draft last year.
Came back even better.
And they're actually probably better this year. Yeah.
Could you imagine if they came back?
Oh my God. Well, the kid there, Klingon, he's from New Britain, by the way.
I
So
know
he's
he is.
homegrown. He's a Connecticut
yeah.
guy.
Oh, yeah.
And he's only a sophomore.
I know he is.
So that would
But
be
you know, the thing
amazing
is,
if he came
that
back.
team is made of players like if I hope some of these racers are watching UConn basketball. What Castle, he may be gone.
Yep.
He's really good. Klingham, I don't know. He
Tristan
needs
Newton.
he's
All right.
gone.
But I mean, Hurley's obviously a tremendous recruiter. So it's like, I remember in the Calhoun days, like if they did good, got to the Final 8, won a championship, you'd be like, okay, they're gonna have a down year. You know, maybe they'll make the tournament, but they won't be that good.
This might be
This is
the
unbelievable,
first
though.
year as a UConn fan that they are just the odds-on favorite heavy.
Yeah.
Heavy
Which
favorite.
almost makes me a little nervous.
It does.
Because last year they weren't.
They've always
but they
been underdogs.
steamrolled everybody last year.
They got a choice to pick where they came out of. They chose the East bracket. They played North Atlantic's in their bracket.
Well, I mean, they don't
Illinois.
get to choose the bracket. They,
I thought the number 1 seed,
no.
they played out of the East.
But
That's
the
why
they're considered the overall seed, so they're going to be regionally put in an advantageous bracket, but they don't get to pick it.
because I think they've always won out of the West, if I'm right, and so this is the first
Oh,
time.
that's a good little trivia nugget.
It
Yeah.
really is. They've always come out of the West. I'm a diehard. You know, my dad had since passed, but we used to chitter chatter on watching the games, man. I just loved watching every UConn game.
So listen, that's the segue. It makes me a little nervous that they are very heavily favored and the number 1 team and the number 1 overall seed because it is March Madness, and you know what that means. It's tailor-made for upsets.
Oh, yeah.
So, with that being said, let's get back to our March Madness bracket so we can
Oh boy.
determine the Final 8 in our little...
I like that segue. I like upsets.
You like that? All right.
I
So
do.
here's the main bracket. All right, and we are now in we're in the Sweet 16. And
Oh, yeah.
tonight we are going to determine the Final 8. Okay. So.
Oh, this is exciting.
We're going to start. Let's get let me get the right one going here.
My foo-foo juice is moving.
All
All
right.
right.
So
Sorry about that, guys.
This is the Silver Spoon bracket, where we have a heavyweight battle between 2 second-generation drivers, Money Matt Hirschman and the kid, MCJ, as they like to call him.
MCJ. He should be number 23.
All right, so let's go. We're gonna
Right.
go around. And listen, I'm not gonna lie to you, okay? Now I know we say that it's the last lap side by side that was the determining factor, but that's just a guideline, okay? Things might get personal tonight.
Yeah.
All right, that's all I'm saying. All right. That being said, let's start off with the picks. Rems, ladies first. Who'd you pick on this one?
I go with Mike Christopher.
Seriously?
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Interesting.
Stafford regular. There you go again.
Yep.
Rob?
I got Matt Hirschman.
Ooh, okay.
Silver spooning.
Yeah, it's a silver spoon bracket. I put him to
1-1. Diego, to you.
Ah, this is great, right, Sid?
Talk to me.
Listen, I had him knocked off 2 rounds in a row, but I'm going to say this. Hirschman's game is slightly falling down a little bit right now, right? And I'm saying Christopher's making a resurgent run down the backstretch, baby. I got Mikey.
That's a good one. Okay. So it's over to me.
Yeah, all right.
Mikey's up 2-1.
Oh,
Okay.
this is good. Let's go. Okay.
It's payback time for Sydney. Okay? Because tri-track race last year, after years,
Oh, you're getting
that my man
personal.
Hirschman, let me put a camera on.
No, you can't do this, Sid.
He poo-pooed me.
He poo-poos.
So you know what? Mikey Jr.'s moving on.
No way. Wow.
Second number 1 seed gone.
Wow.
Listen,
Fro, are you all right about this?
Yeah, I'm cool with it. I mean, he's silver spoon after all.
Wow. Nobody say nothing about it either.
all right, let's
Wow.
get that bracket back up here. So we're going to go to the next one. We have
Here's a dog fight.
Matt Swanson, who, by the way, is undefeated here. He's
Who?
got 2 5-0 victories here, Matt Swanson.
Oh, he's sweeping up.
Going against one of the
Ooh,
newest
newest
podcast
podcast
members,
members.
Austin Beers. Okay? I'm going to start you off with Fran. Our man Fran Lawler, who's been doing these picks with us so that we do not have any ties.
Yeah.
Fran went with Austin.
Wow.
All right. Rob, kick it to you.
Well, unfortunately for Austin Beers, it looks like his admission of defeat is right in the chat. I picked Matt Swanson.
Wow. Okay, 1-1 to Remy.
I chose Austin.
Oh, 2-1 to you, Diego.
Well, it's his birthday week. I've been riding Swanson all the way, but Beers is just too damn tough to tame.
Oh, that's it. That's the clincher right there.
Congratulations, Mr. Beers.
I went with Austin as well, so that will give us. Let me update that for you. Why don't we? So that's our final 8 matchup right there. Wow, again,
that's crazy. Swanson goes undefeated.
Yep, and then lost. That's how it happens here at March Madness.
Until he meets the short track wizard himself, Austin Beers.
So next week, Mikey Christopher Jr. and Austin Beers are going to battle it out of the
For
Silver
what?
Spoon bracket for a trip to the Final Four.
Woo! Final Four, baby.
All right, now the winner of that bracket will be battling against the winner of the other bracket in the Final Four. Okay.
Yes.
And now we just have absolutely 2 of the craftiest veterans in modified racing. Right
Oh,
here.
yeah.
Yep.
We got Ron Silk and Jimmy Blewett, who is also undefeated. 2 5-0 wins for Jimmy. All right.
That's not a good trend right now.
It really isn't.
Nope.
Whoa.
Rob, I'm going to have you start this one off.
All right. I've been watching this guy win in mods my whole life. I see Ron Silk's name on there. I pick Ron Silk.
That's good logic. That's good logic.
Yeah.
All right, Remy, what do you got?
I went with Showtime.
Ooh.
Wow.
The nickname, too. Very
You think
nice.
Emma picked him? If Emma could pick, you think she would pick Showtime? No, probably not.
I have faith in her.
All right, so that's 1-1, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm going to tell you that I went with the upset. I went with Jimmy Blewett.
Wow.
All right, and then Fran went with Ron Silk.
Wow.
So we're 2-2.
Oh,
My
Lord.
man Diego's going to get the tiebreaker on this one. What do you got, brother?
Well, here's the thing. I got an explanation for everything, right? I can't help myself.
You gotta.
I was down at the World Series of Racing in New Smyrna, and this guy just straight put a clinic on Ronnie Silk on to the next round.
All right.
Yes, sir.
Defending champ of the Wheel and Modified Tour, not messing around.
Yep.
All right. So let's see who he's going to square off against. So now we have Woody Pitcat against one of the Cinderellas of the tournament, Anthony Flannery.
He really is, too.
Yep. So I'm going to go first on this one. And I'm going to tell you that I love my boy Flannery, but I went with the veteran Woody Pitcat on this one.
Oh, good old Woodrow.
Went with Woodrow.
Okay.
All right. And then we're going to hit you up with Fran. Also went with Woody. And we're going to bring it over to Remy. What do you got?
I also went with Woody.
Oh,
that's-
all right. That's a wrap.
That's
That is
a wrap. Was it a sweep?
Let me see here.
I went
Let's-
with Woody as well.
Oh, yeah.
So let's pull up the bracket, and it was a sweep.
Oh, yeah, the wood.
Yep. So Ron Silk and Woody Pitcat.
The wood hard up front.
Okay. All right, we're just going to slide on over to the Twitter Wars bracket on that one. All right, so we got Justin Bonsignor, 3-time NASCAR modified champion, against a guy with 8 trillion SK modified
This is
championships.
an
in
awesome
Connecticut,
matchup.
right?
This is a
So
classic.
Justin versus Keith. Diego, why don't you start us off with this one?
This is Doorbanger versus Mr. Smooth. I don't know if he's even Mr. Smooth. I don't ever watch him. I don't ever race with him. I'm not an overly big fan of Justin Bonsignor, and I am a big fan of Keith Rocco. Drives his heart out every lap, tries to win every race. Rocco's moving on for me.
All right.
Upset number 2 in the making.
All right. Now, yeah, Rocco the 5 seed. Kind of weird to say that's an upset, but he is the
Right.
5 seed in the bracket.
Oh, yeah.
So again, I did my picks as I equated to my video work, okay? And I've interviewed Keith, several times. Great interview, tremendous. I have no need for an interview from him currently. Justin, I do have in my Mike Stefanik project. So I'm going to stay on Justin's good side and give him the win.
Dude, Sid is an open book. This is amazing.
There's no rules here. All right, Fran. I'll give you Fran's pick. Fran went with Keith Rocco.
Yeah, all right, Franny.
All right, we'll kick it to Rob. That's Rocco's up 2-1.
I know this guy's picking
Listen,
Chalk City.
Keith Rocco is one of my absolute favorite drivers, right?
Then pick him.
But he's slipping a little bit.
Yes.
And he's up against a multi-time mod tour champion, the best of the best mod drivers.
Yeah.
I just don't know. No, I'm just kidding. I picked Keith.
Come on, Fro. Don't be doing that to
He
us.
sold that well.
He really
He's talking,
did.
and I'm like, did I update this graphic?
Dude, listen. That guy's such a good talker, though. I mean,
Tremendous.
great job, Fro. What is it?
All right, so that's Keith's moving on. And so then on the bottom of this bracket, we have the Cinderella story of our modified March Madness, Noah Corner.
That's
Going
amazing.
Going up against the how many's Kobe have? 6, Rob? 6-time champion?
6. I said it was 5 that one time,
That's
but
right, it's
it
a
is in
6.
fact 6.
That's
So-
amazing.
Let's see if the Cinderella story continues for our man Noah. Remy, ladies first.
I did Kobe.
You went with Kobe on this one.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's see. Fran also went with Kobe. Diego, over to you.
I'm boring.
Same.
Kobe. Wait. Noah's Corner Street comes to an end here. He's come up against a powerhouse.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
He's come up against a powerhouse here. It's hard to knock down the Huskies.
Yep.
Wow.
Great guy, but it is Kobe.
My fucking laptop just shit the bed. Wow.
Are we still on?
Probably not.
No, we are.
Are we?
Yeah.
Are we?
How is that possible when my laptop just crapped out?
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
know. We're still on.
All right. Sweet.
Even though you just said that.
All right.
We're on live.
Well,
Awesome.
listen, that's what happens when you
So
get it
now
from the
we know
dollar
when the
store.
laptop craps out, we are still doing our live show.
Dude, the spirit of Noah Corner just swept
Oh, yeah, it
into that
did too.
laptop. His final strike against Sid.
Noah came in.
All right, let's see if I can do this off of memory. Okay, so so what we're gonna have here is Keith Rocco versus Doug Kobe
Wow.
to battle out the Twitter Wars bracket.
Mm-hmm.
And so now if we go down into that bracket was called the three-peat bracket.
The three-peat bracket.
All
yes.
right, yep. And so we have Brian Narducci, another Cinderella story.
Mm-hmm.
We're going against Anthony Nacella.
Mm-hmm.
So let's do. I'm going to start you off. See, I have to go by memory here as I get my laptop up and running. I am almost positive that I picked Brian Narducci on this one.
You did.
Yeah, I just feel like he's going to entertain me on these side-by-side last lap battles, and yeah. So I went with him. Let's go to Rob. Let's do you up next here, bro.
I made the boring pick. I got Nocella.
That's boring.
I
Wow.
know.
Come
But
on.
it just seems like the right pick.
Ooh.
Yes. That's boring, Fro.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I already spiced it up enough with the Keith Rocco.
I know. You did do a good job.
Right?
with that,
Right? I
too.
really sold you on that
Oh,
one, didn't
yeah,
I?
you did. For sure.
All right. So then next up, Diego, you go next.
Well, I'm a big fan of both of these drivers. But I think Anthony Narcella has seen his last day in this bracket for me. Brian Narducci, moving on.
Wow.
Yes. And what is that?
Well, no, it's only 2-1.
Oh, it's 2-1.
So Remy, over to you.
Oh, I know who she's picking.
Do you?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I know who's going to be the one.
I picked Narducci.
All right.
You did!
Wow. Narducci moving on.
You can throw that up now, Rem. So we got through the laptop issues there relatively unscathed. Of course, now it is official. Sid did curse now.
Oh, yeah.
I officially
that was
cursed
like
on
a
that one.
real behind the scenes.
Yeah, I mean, Fran
Sometimes-
was calling you out for it.
Oh, yes.
Was he? Yeah. Sometimes the guinea in me just you can't stop it. But,
Oh, yeah.
all right. So, anyways, let's go down to the bottom of this
That's
bracket
awesome.
here.
Sid, that's awesome how you just moved right through that.
Hey, you know what? The show must go on, guys.
He's
The
like,
first-
damn it, no!
First rule of entertainment: the show must go on.
That's right.
All right, so let's battle it out here with the last pairing here is Marcello Rufano versus Ronnie Williams. Now, both of these guys did a 3-2 win last week.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and so let's go with Remy. Let's go with you.
I have to pick Ronnie Williams.
You do.
I
You
do.
have to?
I
Okay.
have to.
All right. If you're saying it's a must,
Yeah.
I mean, we're not gonna. I'm not
People
gonna
might
argue
come
with
after me.
you. All right, Rob, what do you got?
I didn't have to pick Ronnie Williams, but I did pick him.
Okay, so that's Ronnie Williams up 2.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
Over to you, my friend.
This is, to me, is a no-brainer. This is one of the easiest matchups for me here.
Wow.
Ronnie Williams, moving on.
Wow.
Did he clean? So I know who Fran picked.
No, he didn't actually. Me and Fran, both picked Marcello, but I lost my sheet and I haven't pulled it up yet, so I don't have Fran's picks in front of me, so I didn't have to build up like I wanted.
Yeah.
But so Ronnie gets the win there. Okay, so let's get the. All right, so we got Narducci versus Ronnie Williams. So let's get to the.
Yeah, let's get all the things.
So now we get the. So what we got now is, all right, in the Silver Spoon bracket, we got Mike Christopher versus Austin Beers, a couple of the second-generation young guns.
What do you guys think of that matchup first? Huh?
I think I know who my pick is already, but I'm
You
going to save it
do?
for next week. Yeah.
I don't know.
Man.
Yeah. All right, now the winner of that matchup
Final four.
will go to the Final Four and pair off against the winner of Ron Silk versus Woody Pitcat, a couple
Wow.
crafty veterans.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And then we got a little bit of the same on the other side. 2 crafty veterans and Keith Rocco and Doug Kobe out of the Twitter Wars bracket.
That's
No,
a
that's a
great-
dog
That's a
fight.
tremendous
That
one.
is a dog fight.
And the winner of that will go against Narducci, who is now the remaining Cinderella story. He is an 8 seed, the lowest remaining seed. And he will go up against Ronnie Williams, the 2 seed.
How many ones are left?
The
Just
only
one?
one seed left is Ronnie Silk.
Wow.
Owen dropped out last week, and this week we bounced Matt Hirschman and Justin Bonsignor.
Wow.
So
It's almost become upset city now in our brackets.
yeah, we have there's 3 2 seeds left here. Austin Beers, Doug Kobe, and Ronnie Williams are all 2
I
seeds.
got a question for you.
Yeah.
As you look at this bracket, do you think this could really hypothetically happen if they had a race-off?
I mean, listen, dude, anything's possible, right?
Right.
Flat tires, gets involved in a wreck. I mean, you never know. what
Somebody
could happen.
catches a
Yeah.
hot car for the night.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, how cool is it? What a great idea this
Yeah,
was.
no, this was a lot of fun.
It's
Yeah.
been a lot of fun.
So the true March Madness is getting underway now. So we are going to have next week our March 26th show. We will determine the Final Four.
yes.
And then the following week, the April 2nd show, we will do 3 picks. The 2 that are going to make the championship game, and then we'll determine the winner. We'll do those 3 picks on the April 2nd show. And then the following weekend is Icebreaker Weekend, and it's time to get going.
Yes, sir.
Cool is excited about getting back to the racetrack.
Yeah, for sure, man.
Man, I am pumped to get going again.
It's been a while. I'm trying to remember when the last time I've been to Thompson. It's been a while, man. So I am pumped
Really?
to get back there. Yeah, I don't think
You got a golf cart? Oh, you're going to need one.
I don't.
Oh, my goodness.
I mean, when we did Sid's View, they used to give us a golf cart.
Yeah.
I mean, it's impossible to do Sid's View up there without a golf cart. But we're not doing Sid's View up there.
Yeah.
So
I have a guy on my team, Bobby Hayes.
yeah.
He's a little bit older, and
Yep.
I think the late models are pitting along the backstretch area.
Yep.
That's quite the walk for him.
Right. Right.
And so I'm bringing my golf cart, and we're cruising as a team.
Nice.
Just tell Emma don't crash because we don't have a pit cart or nothing. You know what I mean? You get a flat or something, you're done.
So I'm excited. One of the things that I'm going to be doing is I'm doing social media for Nick Hovey this year.
It's awesome.
So at the tracks, yeah, majority of his races at Stafford and about half of them at Thompson. I'll be up there and doing some social media stuff. So
Right.
yeah, excited to do that. It's something a little different, but of course it's always content. And
So what exactly does that I mean, you just kind of follow him around? Or?
Yeah, so I mean, I'll just be giving the updates on how his day's going. How he's doing in practice, how he did in the heat, where he's starting, where he finishes.
Can I talk about it for a minute?
Of course.
I think Nick Hovey may be one of the better drivers that's underrated. And I think this year when he's in the KRR car, I think you're going to see.
Yeah.
I hope it's not a big letdown for him because I know the family's all excited.
Right.
And I don't want to make the show about Nick Hovey, but he works for me, and I'm super excited for him and his family. I'd like to see nothing more than Nick win races this year, and I'm excited. And he's got you on his team, and it's going to be fun to watch him.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I don't know if I'm on his team. I'm just going to be doing some social media.
No, you're part of his team.
I don't want it to be misconstrued. I don't want to take any credit. I mean, listen, but the kid's a shoe.
Yeah.
And he just seems like
he's like a bulldog, like his dad.
He seems like and he's a sponge. Like he just takes in information on how to be a better racer. So
should be fun.
Yep. And his mother is probably the second biggest Richie Brooks fan in the world.
No doubt.
Second to me, of course.
Okay.
But so known the Hubbies, his mom and dad for a long time, and
yeah, cool deal, man.
his dad was one of the early stars of Sid's View back in the day.
Yep.
All right, so
Sean says Nick always takes me out. That's great.
Oh man! All right, let's go down to the bullpen. Fresh off of his trip to Bristol, and unlike Remy, he was cool and scheduled it around the podcast, and we can't thank him enough for that.
Yes.
Oh, what happened? Wait a second, Remy. What's going on here?
You didn't do the transition. Come
Damn
on.
it. I'm going to try it again.
You're really.
I got it.
Nope.
Damn.
You're doing great.
Got it. I got frustrated because
Am I on the air?
my laptop screwed up and screwed me all up. I'm sorry, Rob.
No, you're good. You're good. It's a slow week anyway, so I have like one little factoid about the Cup race, and then I have some little debates for you guys, if you will.
Okay.
Us debate? No.
No.
Go ahead.
Who's ever heard of that happening on this show? So Bristol's race had the most lead changes for a non-super speedway race since Michigan in 1981. It was also the first non-super speedway race to have more than 40 lead changes since Charlotte in 2000. Does the fact that only 5 cars finished on the lead lap take away from this?
Oh, man. So, I don't know if this is a direct answer to your question, but I was seeing mixed reviews about this race on social media.
It really was, right?
Yeah.
Back and forth, bad. Some people hated it, some people loved it.
It's funny. I heard this term. I heard this term on another podcast, adjacent, and I was like, "Oh, that's me." So I would describe myself as NASCAR adjacent, meaning I don't really know a lot about the NASCAR Cup Series, but I'm adjacent to it. I'm around racing. I'm around the racing peeps. So I don't really. I know. You can call me a fair weather friend or whatever you want to call me. It's fine.
Yep.
I had no interest in this race at all.
Yeah.
It just didn't do it for me.
Yeah. Fro, what I can tell you about the most exciting part about this race, the lead changes, it seemed like whoever got to the top ran good. There was obviously a big tire wear problem.
Yep.
The resin or something they put down on the track. But the only thing that I found exciting was Denny Hamlin getting chased down by Martin Truex in lap traffic to see what would happen. I would have much rather have seen 30 cars, 25 cars on the lead lap and a yellow flag with 5 to go. What a dogfight. And you thought the race was good then? Watch out.
Now, listen, I mean, maybe it was different seeing it in person, right?
Yeah.
And it would be one thing if it was like a downforce 1.5 mile track where, you know, you're just kind of wide open the whole time.
Yeah.
There's no real car control. But something about seeing them on the short track on those garbage tires just slipping and sliding all over the place.
Well,
I thought it was just classic, like, hardcore style
What
racing.
you didn't see was there was such a problem with tires that I don't know if this was pre-recorded or during the race. The Goodyear president
I saw it.
or rep came on and said, I'm not sure what's going on, but we're back here with the same exact tire we were with last year.
Yeah.
They only had enough tires to give each team one more set of tires.
Yep. Yeah, we saw them wheeling them out. I could see them from the stands.
They
and we
were in
listening
there
to the scanner.
hustling
Yep.
and yeah. So they think it had something to do with the resin. I was happy because my nephew said last minute, you better put $5 on Denny Hamlin because he won last year.
Yeah.
And I'm happy I did because I didn't bet Martin Truex. But I would have much rather seen a good short track finish there. The old Dale Earnhardt, Tim Richmond finish, Darrell Waltrip, in the quarter panel sideways, tires smoking to the checkers.
I don't know. I mean, in my opinion, it was a classic short track finish.
I guess
you know what I
maybe.
mean?
Yeah, I guess so.
You get the long run. Like, you have two of the best going at it on old tires. I just don't get how, it doesn't get more real than that.
Yeah, I mean, I would have liked to see Ross Chastain right in the middle of that lead.
Oh, absolutely.
Right? With Briscoe chasing him down. Now, that's a race.
And another thing you might not have seen on TV, the guys that were laps down coming into pit on old tires, they were like 3 seconds faster per lap than the guys on old tires. And they were just flying. Like, it looked like there was 3 different classes of race going on. It was absolutely insane.
Yeah,
I thought it was one of the best races.
Listen,
I've ever seen.
I want to go see
Whoa.
Bristol.
One of the best races you've ever seen?
Absolutely.
Stop, Fro. Atlanta was leaps and bounds better than that.
Yeah, we're not going to accept that.
Yeah, we are not accepting that answer.
But you didn't see it on TV because Fox, they zoom into the top 3 cars. They have that zoomed in shot the whole time. They were pack racing, full-blown pack racing at Bristol for like the first half of the race.
Yeah.
Okay, what else you got, guy?
Fred says you got to get out more.
What do you mean? It doesn't get better than that. Everyone wants old school NASCAR, and then it happens. They're like, no, this is boring. This is awful.
Did you happen to watch any of the Stewart Haas cars or no?
Oh, I was watching them.
I don't know if I should even
I was
bring that
watching
up.
one specific Stewart Haas car.
Nuh-uh. Don't you dare.
Okay, go ahead.
Best finish of the season, but 14th, it's whatever. All right, here's the debates, guys. Let me set you up for some interesting conversation.
Okay.
Hit it.
Would you rather have 25 spec cars in the field that all basically go the same speed, or would you rather have a 40-car field ranging from the best of the best to barely making minimum speed?
Say that again.
25 spec
25
cars,
spec cars.
40 cars that are huge differential.
I mean, in general terms, I guess I would pick the 25 spec cars because you don't know what you're going to get with the other side of it. But, the great Dennis Gaeta once told me, all you need is something to watch.
Yes.
And so if you had 40 cars and 35 of them were field fillers and multiple laps down, but the top 5 were just battling out, swapping for the lead, and that's all you were watching, it'd be the greatest race you ever saw.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's tough to say because race to race it could be different, but in general terms, I think I would probably pick the 25 that are spec to be more similar, I guess.
Yeah. I like the 40 cars. I want to see the real crap box cars.
Right?
I want to see them in the way of the leaders, slicing.
Exactly.
Makes it real slice, almost like what was happening. It was almost a comparison to Bristol.
Exactly.
Could you imagine if they were? I mean, that's why I said to you, the most exciting part of that race was the leaders catching cars that didn't want to go down a lap, racing side by side hard. I mean, did you see Austin Dillon for about 10 laps?
Dude, they were going 4 wide. I don't know if it was on TV, but they were going 4 wide everywhere.
And then Hamlin's like almost forcing the issue through the middle, like, oh my God, this is getting bad. But I'd take the 40. I'd take the 40. I don't know about you. You watch at all?
Remy?
I'm like going back and forth, like in my head, because like it would be cool, like the way it was on Bristol, but like say they're going as fast as like they usually do on like restrictor plate, like they're always like the same amount.
Yes.
And so they're always like a lot of like leader like changes. I can't even, my brain.
Yep.
But I don't know.
Listen, I just want to see more restrictor plate racing with 40 cars.
Dude, they just need to turn the 1.5 miles into plate tracks. I'm sorry, but
That's
they're not good. They
That's
just need to
it.
make a plate tracks.
Oh, yeah. They should make the Speedbowl
No.
Restrictor
Oh
plate
my
race.
God.
No.
Shut your mouth
Diego,
right
come on.
now.
Oh yeah.
They'd be going like 60 miles an hour.
Perfect. No, I got a shot. I got a shot.
I don't think you do.
No. Oh, that's so. Have you ever seen me race, Remy?
No.
Yeah, you don't
You
know
didn't
what.
miss much.
Oh, no, there was fist fights. There was
I
all.
would
yeah.
love to see that.
Oh
Honestly.
no, listen, I raced with all my heart. You know what I mean? I never
Yeah.
left anything on the track at all. That's for damn sure. And then if I left it on the track, I picked it up in the pit area after. Don't worry about it. Sid used to capture it,
Oh yeah,
get me in trouble.
I could make a whole mix of
Can you?
Diego meltdown.
Actually,
Oh,
I
yeah.
would want to see
Oh
that.
no, you don't want to see that. No.
All right. I know we're running late, but this is already a very unconventional show, so we may as well keep it up.
Yep.
We get bonus time because the
Right,
laptop
right, exactly.
tapped out.
That's the way I see it too. What do you guys consider to be the pinnacle of motorsport? A lot of people consider it to be F1. But if you've seen the competition in F1, I don't see how that could possibly be true.
Dude, again,
Jeez.
I am so far from authority on this, right? I could care less about F1. I have no
Yeah.
interest in that
Me
at
either.
all.
I have zero interest in F1 too. Do you, Rob? You love watching F1?
I love to hate it, man. I
Yeah.
love to watch it and say this is the worst racing I've ever seen.
Are the F1 cars, is that Indy that goes to these, like the Miami and race?
Yes.
And that's
Yeah.
I would like to go watch one maybe.
But they're expensive as hell.
I don't give a crap less about watching them really. I mean,
I would rather watch NASCAR Cup practice on FS1.
really.
That's a bold
Wow.
stand from you,
Oh,
Sid.
Sid.
That's bold.
Oh, you really hate it then.
Yeah, no interest.
What is the pinnacle of racing? I think it's whatever you make. Really, you know. I mean,
listen, I would think like in stock cars, it's the Cup Series,
right?
but I've also heard drivers on the mod tour that say, I never got into this with any dreams of racing on Sunday afternoons. And to
Right.
me, the pinnacle is modified racing,
Right.
you know?
Right.
And so I think it's different for everybody and depends on the perspective you have. Some people are going to go and chase the dreams, and some people are going to know right off the rip that that's never going to happen for them. And so I think a majority of the people that race modifieds, I think Ryan is one of very few who would actually have dreams and could make it.
Yeah.
And a majority of these people that race modifieds, the ultimate goal is to be successful and win a championship on the modified tour.
Yeah.
And
I mean, if I had to say it again, I mean,
that's a regional answer, though.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, but
I think
nobody in
even-
California is saying that.
Right. Yeah, right. I think locally for anybody that's starting off in the sport, because, you know, you're talking about a small group of people. If you're talking about people that want to make it to, I mean, I think everybody wants to make it to the Cup, but I think at the end of the day, if I were to look back now and when I started, I had dreams of making it to the Cup, but if I had to say today, my dreams would be to have a lot of fun wherever I'm racing and with all the people I love. That fulfills me today.
Well, right, and
Right.
that's kind of what I was getting at. It's really
Yeah.
all about the perspective. Like you look
Yeah.
at guys like Keith and Teddy. Like you think they would trade the latter half of their careers for a mediocre Cup career? Because I really don't think so.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I you know, I think Keith likes where he's at. He's renting cars, building cars, owning cars, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I think he may have had a shot to go. It was a financial issue. I know he had a deal with Kyle Busch lined up at one point, a bunch of different things. Yeah. But it was, you know, could you come up with 60,000? Well, no, I can't. Okay, then the deal's over.
I've
Right.
always wondered, too. I mean, you know, listen, Keith's never told me this, but I was like, in Keith's heyday, when he was kicking butt at all three tracks,
Dude, he
especially
was
at the Speedbowl,
God.
I almost felt like to him going to race down south, like you wouldn't be racing as much.
Right.
He'd rather race 3-4 nights a week
Oh yeah.
in the modifieds because he loved the race so much.
Well-
Now, you know, listen, like I said, he's never told me that, but
Yeah.
but somebody like that who was racing so much at all three tracks, if the addiction is that strong of just being behind the wheel, you know, you're not going to race that often on the cup
Listen,
level.
Sid, I can tell you this. I've only a handful of times on my hand I could count. Well, I felt like I had a car as good as Keith's. And to be able to do that every week for multiple years with that caliber of a car and his talent,
Yeah,
it was the most fun I've ever had racing.
right.
How could you not want to?
All right. Rob?
Should I run the last one?
Yeah,
You got
go
time?
for it.
Does a dirt track belong on a short track racing series schedule?
Be so cool.
I mean, the only one.
I wish that race this weekend was on dirt.
Really?
Yes, why not?
Eh.
I know you're gonna say Eldora and all these other tracks.
They could have just gone to a real dirt track.
I liked it. The high bank dirt. I thought it was fun.
Yeah, this is not a dirt track racing show, so we're gonna wrap it up. All right, everybody. Thanks for tuning in once again. We had a blast. Laptop crashing, no matter what. It was still having a good time. Don't forget to follow us on social media. Daily Reels coming out. We got tons of more content on Thursday. D, what do you got for shout-outs?
Well, I want to thank Serve Pro for the weekly update, Waddell Communications for the Nostalgia Nuggets, Hoosier Tire East for the Popcorn Stat Chat, of course, Vault Productions for this kick-ass studio, and we want to thank all you podcast members for all the help in making this happen.
All right, everybody. We appreciate you tuning in, and we will be back next Tuesday, 7 p.m., where we determine the final four of our modified March Madness. Looking forward to it. We'll see you then.